Wow, that's something's happening
He's
there.
voguing,
He's
I think.
voguing. He's doing something. Hello, good morning.
Heterosexual male voguing. That's what gentrification looks like these days. Hello.
Hey!
Hi. Greetings from snowy New York.
Yes. Okay. So by the way, the White House has welcomed a new cat, Willow. Get it?
Yes.
See, Willow has.
Well, they also found it in a town called Willow.
Right. Okay. There's that as well. John Fugelsang is very secure. He has a. You have a that you put online all the time, right?
Which one do you refer to?
Aren't they two gray
Furry
ones?
one?
Yeah.
Yes, I got two. The furry one, but it's gray fur, so I don't put it up too much. But yes. What are we talking about exactly?
I don't know. All right. Good morning.
The new White House cat.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can I
Yes,
just
I'm
give
thrilled about that.
Can I just give a shout out to our beloved Sirius XM? This is how you solve the Joe Rogan Spotify thing. They gave Neil Young his own channel on Sirius XM. Hooray!
Yeah. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Listen, Neil Young is another one of these, a Canadian who makes me proud to be American. And I'll tell you, I am so proud to share. I'm so proud. I don't want to be jingoistic, but I'm so proud to live in a country that shares a border with a country as awesome as Canada. Really, it just makes me, we're awesome in America for that.
You said, I'm thinking about how all the cool evolved people who didn't know much about Neil Young before this week are now discovering his catalog. Yes, there's that.
Cool young people, yes, so many young people are hopefully discovering the good Neil Young, because there's some albums are better than others, but yeah, what he's doing is awesome. And now Barry Manilow has said he's pulling his music off of Spotify, which is great because some Barry Manilow fans know what Spotify is, but Barry's been on my show, and Barry Manilow is braver than most of the punk acts out there for doing it. I don't go after Joe because he's a comic, but I mean, his guests have lied so much. They have pushed so much about this brainwashing and so much disinformation. I don't even like disinformation. It's lies. Why can't we call it demonstrable falsehoods, whoppers? No, it's lies that affect public health.
Well, exactly, John. Do you feel we've been talking about all this? Seriously, I want to get your take on this because we've been talking about this a lot on the show. Is that we always say, we're not for boycotts because the boycott rush thing almost killed all of progressive radio. So I'm not for canceling people. I do feel like there's a line here with Fox News and Joe Rogan.
What does conservatism mean? In 2021, does it mean family values? Does it mean Christian values? Does it mean fiscal responsibility, law and order, honoring the military? No. These people cheer cops getting the crap kicked out of them on the Capitol steps. These people berate generals for telling the truth about their game show host president. No, it stands for selfishness. It stands for blind obedience to a game show host and owning the libs.
Yeah.
That's the ideology. That's all they fight
Yes,
for.
you said Donald Trump could perform unsterilized rectal surgery on vets while eating a baby on Fifth Avenue and still not alienate his evangelical base.
That is correct. He could.
Wow.
He may have already.
Yes, exactly.
Here's the important thing, Steph. The racists are all apoplectic about Joe Biden honoring a campaign promise to put a black woman on the Supreme Court. They're not angry about the lack of representation on the court. They're not angry that there's been 114 Supreme Court justices and 108 of them have been white males. They're angry that Joe Biden wants to do something about that.
Yeah.
They weren't angry when Ronald Reagan promised to put a woman on the court. They're angry when Joe Biden promises to put a black woman on the court. Do we have any questions?
Yeah,
what's going on here?
And by the way, you responded to a right-winger on Twitter. You said it's Clarence Thomas who doesn't care about minority rights, and there's 30 years of evidence to prove it. He was hired to undo Thurgood Marshall's work with the way Amy Coney Barrett was hired to undo RBG's work. So thank you. They can just shut their pie holes on this entire subject, right?
Again, but it's all they've got. They have nothing to offer. When have you seen any right-wing media or any right-wing politicians taking to the media to talk about how we can help struggling Americans? They don't do that. If you're not a rich donor, they don't want to hear anything out of you. All they have to offer non-millionaires is umbrage and what to get white people angry about today. So like John McCain chose Sarah Palin because she was a woman. Bush chose Clarence Thomas because he was black. This is how the right wing plays identity politics. They pick unqualified conservatives to respond to qualified progressives. It's the racket they do. And if Joe Biden wants to pick a black woman that can unify the country, that can get people inspired to come out and vote, because we're in midterm season now. That's all this is about. The January 6th Commission's about the midterms. Everything's about the midterms. If he wants to pick a woman that can unite the country, Tyler Perry as Medea. I've got it. It's right there. Bring us all together. Fine.
I pitched Amanda Gorman. Or we said a black female stem cell.
Yes.
The youngest,
A zygote.
most liberal,
Nice.
right, person we can think of.
Yep.
John, you tweeted it. You're pitching NPR your new Bible trivia show. Wait, don't smite me. I think that
Yes.
sounds fantastic.
Thank you. It's an Old Testament to try to appeal to the right.
Okay.
The right wing doesn't. The right wing, the Christians, they don't like the Christ stuff too much. They don't like the love and compassion and welcome the stranger and be kind to the poor and the sick. They like the old alcoholic, angry step god who's just smiting. I mean,
Knocking over tables. Yeah.
He solves all his problems by smiting people. That's how you know he's a man.
Yes, Ron Johnson said the quiet part out loud. He said he never really felt it was society's responsibility to take care of other people's children. And you said, I like this new thing where the GOP doesn't even pretend anymore to have ever read the New Testament. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to go talking tabernacles, but the great thing about Christianity and the Bible is you don't have to believe any of it to use it against these hypocrites and fascists. Jesus is not their savior. He's their prop. And the most diehard atheist in the world probably knows more about what's in the New Testament than these chinos. So please use this. It's sort of what I do. It's how I alienate audiences. Use what's in the Bible against them. Thump Bible thumpers with the Bible. The best thing Jesus did, whether he's real or fictional, best thing Jesus did was love everyone and forgive everyone. The second best thing he did was show us how to call out pious, conservative, religious hypocrites. He does it all over the Bible. It sort of helped get him killed, but still, it's what we got to do. We got to take the flag back from the cretins and take the Bible back from these antichrists.
Yep, always said that. Take back God, take back the flag, take
it all back.
Okay. I mean, and for instance, you also said, I never thought I'd miss right-wing media spouting talking points written by Alec until they started spouting talking points written by Putin. I mean...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this party, I love this. Where is this headline? Republican attacks on Joe Biden over Ukraine are a confusing mess. I mean, that's all they care about is bad for Biden. They don't care what's bad for America. They don't. It's insane to not tell the difference between RT and Fox News, in terms of Putin's talking points, right?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like who's really paying Tucker? Because I understand hating the Democrats so much for wanting to help these non-millionaires. But this is really freaking stupid. I mean, we're not going to be at war with Russia. And every night on Sirius XM, I'm talking to people every night just explaining, Joe Biden didn't have this horrible, bloody pullout of a war just to get us into another one. But, you see these right wingers defending Russia, rooting for Russia.
Yeah.
Ukraine is no serious military threat to Russia. Ukraine used to have the world's third largest nuclear stash. But Ukraine gave all their nukes to Russia in exchange for a deal for Russia to respect Ukraine's borders and sovereignty. So Russia's the bad guy in this, not the people of Russia, but their leadership. When they annexed the Crimean Peninsula, 3 years ago? They violated the Budapest Agreement. They've broken all their treaties. And I understand why certain white Americans love politicians who break treaties. But there's no moral leg to stand on in defending Russia on this. And I think Putin has actually misplayed his hand here. What Putin has done, now you're going to see, Finland is going to try to join NATO. He's shown what a bully Russia's going to be and that no small country is safe around him. I think it's going to backfire on
I love this synopsis, John. I want to get your take. Republicans are scrambling to convince voters that the tense geopolitical situation is Joe Biden's fault, but conservatives can't agree on what he's doing wrong. Kevin McCarthy says Biden's too weak. They want him to take tougher actions to frighten Putin. Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham say Biden's moving toward all-out nuclear war with Russia. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Candace Owen agreed that there's quite literally no Russian threat. Biden crime families trying to expand their business empire in the region. According to Donald Trump Jr., Biden is both too feeble to deter a Russian invasion and too eager to start a war for his own corrupt reasons because something money.
Right.
Ironically, it was during Trump's presidency the U.S. most recently neared the kind of extinction-level confrontation conservatives now pin on Biden in his mishandling of complex U.S. relationships with Iran and North Korea. Trump flirted with major wars at least twice. And it is bizarre for the GOP to claim it's the party of standing up to Putin after Trump broke the law to blackmail Ukraine for his re-election campaign. Told his foreign counterparts he believed Moscow was correct to invade Crimea. I mean, so they just... It really is a confusing mess. He's either too weak or too going to start a nuclear war. Like, which is it? They can't figure it out.
Went from being a coward afraid of military deployment in Afghanistan, and in 3 months he's a warmonger. They look, and again, it doesn't matter what they say because it's not about reason. It's not about logic. It's not about facts or the Constitution or what's in the Bible. It's tribal hatred. That's how they control our loved ones. That's the cult our loved ones are in. The only threat that Ukraine poses to Russia is that they might really be a functioning democracy at a time when Putin just wants to, cement his place in history as this authoritarian dictator who can't be removed.
Yeah.
And thank God for Republicans, the Democrats aren't there to give this messaging. I mean, seriously, like this is just the most. If Russia put 100,000 troops on the Mexican border right next to Texas, how would they feel then?
Yeah.
I guess Fox News would be fine.
All right. All we need to focus on is Joe Biden has created the best economy in, I don't even know, since 1984.
84.
Right.
84.
New polling shows Biden trouncing both Trump or what's his name?
Ron
DeSantis, whatever.
Ron DeSantis
See?
side.
Don't even know his name.
Jeff DeSantis.
All we have to do is
Jeff
keep our
DeSantis.
eyes on the prize, right? And
Shep.
John Fugelsang and I are Team Sirius XM,
Yes.
Team Howard Stern against Tucker Carlson, and
Yeah.
also Team New Neil Young channel. Hooray! And also, I am between you and Hal Sparks, so it is back to the sexy liberal, the old times when I am in a teabagging sandwich between John Fugelsang and Hal Sparks.
Whoa.
I'm glad you feel that way. It's a really good year for road dates. Just putting that out there.
Ah.
Gotta get people
I am
engaged.
I am hoping and praying this is gonna